is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we break down one of their records. We get into the music, how it was made, the lyrics, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, share all the posts, tell your friends. If you're watching on the YouTube, smash that subscribe button, smash it. And just go do all that. And I don't know if I said, my name's Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. Check out Desert Grooves Records out in Chandler, Arizona. Cool record store. Go do it. But what are we doing this week, Jeff? Go.
We're doing Say Anything's record. Their best record is A Real Boy, and some of Was a Real Boy.
Some of it or all of it?
I mean, I want to do all of it. I want to do every fucking song.
Oh my God. So, okay, Is a Real Boy, second record. Originally came out in 2004. The deluxe version, the reissue, came out in 2005, 2006, whatever, with Was a Real Boy. This record was very popular. It was very popular, but wasn't it? Right?
Well, you see, like it was very popular. Like, dude, this was not very popular. This was insanely popular.
Yeah.
It was the record to like for people that like enjoyed pop punk music. This will go into my origin story. So for people that enjoyed pop punk music, right? For all you Blink fans out there, if you had any kind of cred to you, you also enjoyed Say Anything's record from 2004. If you didn't listen to Say Anything at this point, then it's kind of like, what the fuck you doing here? What's going on? You think you like Blink? You think you're pop punk? Are you a true Yed? I don't know. Probably not. So especially like when 2006 rolled around after we graduated high school, like Wild and Sexual 2 played at every single one of our parties. Every party that we had at that house with Brian and Kevin, that was on the playlist on repeat every hour on the.
But that was
like
fucking
K-Rock.
That was like 4 years later.
It was 2006. The fuck out! It was fucking 4 years.
The party house in Yorba Linda.
Yeah,
the party house in Yorba Linda was like 2009.
No, it was not.
It was 2008, 2009. Yes, it was. Yes,
no.
Yes, it was.
No.
I will bet you it was like 2008, 2009.
No,
yes.
Dude, because
yes, it was.
We partied there before they took out the flooring.
Yes, so that was like 2008, and then I remember specifically I'm not going to say why, but yeah, it was 2008 and 2009.
No,
100%.
Before that. We were in Europe in 2008. We were there pre-Europe for sure.
No, we weren't. No, we were not, dude.
You're
we
crazy.
Not.
That's silly.
We weren't.
Maybe not like right after high school, but we were for sure there pre-Europe. That means that's just saying we were only there after we were legally allowed to buy alcohol. No,
we didn't party that much prior to being 21,
but we were still there.
We weren't, dude.
Yes,
you're wrong.
Not every fucking weekend. Like we were there post like us being legally able to buy alcohol, but we were there. It happened.
Well, okay, but I mean, this is getting very in the
regardless.
Yeah,
regardless. If you liked pop punk music in this era, if you like Blink, you should have also liked Say Anything. And when Say Anything's album dropped 2004, people quite weren't ready for it. It was a little bit weird. It was a little bit quirky. It was a little bit kind of like, this is not the direction that pop punk is leading because, like My Chemical Romance is coming out pretty soon. Panic! The Disco is coming out pretty soon. And the entire like pop punk trajectory is just changing because Blink changed it. And that's fine. But Say Anything dropped something that's it's just fucking weird, dude. It's something that we never heard before. This is fucking weird. We've never heard any pop punk record like this before.
It is weird.
So anyway, I didn't really, really, really get into this until like a decade after high school. And like hearing Sexual 2 at parties and stuff, that's fine. But really what did it for me was Little Girls. Probably like almost a decade after high school, I listened to Little Girls and was like, damn, dude. This is cool. I get what's happening here. I get what you're doing. And then from Little Girls, listening to the record and thinking like, damn, you fucked this scene over. Like you ripped these people apart. You tore that ass apart. And no one even realized it. No one even realized it.
All right, Durs.
Yeah. So that was it.
So that's your origin story too. Okay. All right.
Yep.
So one of the big reasons so we decided on doing this record weeks and weeks ago. And honestly, you and I haven't potted together, just you and I, for like almost a month now. We've had backlog episodes. Then we did the episode with Skip last week with Nirvana's
stupid
Bleach.
Fans on the episode.
So I don't even remember why. I I think I know why we did this, and that's because it's the 20th anniversary of this
Yeah.
record.
They're
August
on
3rd
tour.
is
Or he's
yeah,
going
they're on tour right now. Yeah, with Fred Mascherino from Taking Back Sunday too on guitar. But yeah, so this record came out August 3rd, 2004. So we're coming up on the 20th anniversary of it, which is fucking crazy. But yeah, that's I'm pretty sure that's why we decided to do this record. And ooh. Anyway, my origin story is I remember hearing I remember watching the video for Wow I Can Get Sexual Too, maybe like I think it was like late high school, like senior year of high school, hanging out with some friends, and we were watching MTV2, and this video came on. I remember the video being funny because it is a kind of funny video, and Henry Winkler's in it at the very end. It's just goofy and over the top, and just it's fun. But the song, I remember I hated it. I fucking hated that song when I first heard it for a long time.
How could you hate that song?
And then I met Tammy in 2006, and she had this record on CD, and I have a lot of nostalgia with her on this record. I never really liked it when we listened to it. I didn't care. I just didn't care. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was bad. But the nostalgia with her and the Wow I Can Get Sexual Too, and Alive with the, what was it? Alive with the, what's the fucking song?
The Glory
of Love.
Love.
That's a good song.
It's
It's a good song. So yeah, that's really what it is. I hated this song and album at first, but this week, or the last 3 weeks, I should say, listening through everything, this record's fucking good. This record's fucking
baby
good.
girl.
There are two songs that are kind of filler on the main record. The Was a Real Boy, most of those songs, they're B-sides. They were on an EP that wasn't supposed to be released, but they reissued it when they were signed to a major label. So they reissued it as a Was a Real Boy. But outside of two songs on Was a Real Boy, you could kind of forget about them. They're whatever. But most of Is a Real Boy, fucking good songs, man. This is a good record. I've been hiding this from you for like the 3 weeks, because every time I would text you to say, wow, this band is something. This record is something.
Songs are something.
There's something.
But I never said, dude, these are the melodies are so fucking
good.
strong
they are
here.
good.
There's no way you can not like these.
What's like, I heard baseball. Like I listened to baseball first, and I was kind of blown away by baseball. I was like, there's no way this is the same band. Like this is fucking great pop punk mixed with hardcore emo kind of shit going on. Great, like we talked about in the rankings episode, just a great combination of all those genres. And this record is way more ambitious than that, but there's still so many elements of that. But this record is so much more textured, musically, production wise, which we'll get into as well. The nitty grittiness and how this record was made. But man, dude, this record I was shocked when I was pleasantly surprised when this record came on. This is fucking good. This record is good. I'm going to get it on vinyl for sure. So, yeah.
So I'm like that Say Anything record cover that they did was like, you know what I'm talking about, whatever that one is.
Yeah, I know which one you're
worst
talking
fucking
about.
album cover of all time. Okay, yeah, let's roll with this. Let's roll with this. I don't know where to start. Let's start with the two songs that I think that you think on Is a Real Boy are we could not talk about, right? I think
okay.
I'm gonna go with Chia Like and I Want to Know Your Plans. Are those the two songs?
Chia Like, I actually didn't write down my okay songs, but yeah, Chia Song is one of them. And what was the other one you said?
And the one right after it, I Want to Know Your Plans Before I Admit It.
Yeah, those two, and there was one other one too, but I didn't write. I should have written it down.
God, I hope it's not fucking like Whoa or like an early song on there.
No, there's
Orgy
one
Critics?
early song. Whoa. Okay. So when it comes to, I made two bangers. I made two bangers lists. I made Just Is a Real Boy banger list. And then I made a combination of all 21 songs. So if we're looking at Just Is a Real Boy out of the 13 songs, I got 7 bangers. Two of them are okay. The other ones are fine, but whatever. They're not bangers. When we're looking at overall bangers off of all 21 songs, I got 10.
God damn it.
Yeah. Still more than you thought, right? Still more than you thought.
I mean, like, honestly, I really did think that there's no fucking way you can shit over this record, because this dude, outside of Blink, this dude writes the best pop punk songs that may have ever been. Like, god damn.
I wouldn't even, I mean, it's not really pop punk, but it's just the pop. I would say it's more the pop emo. Like God, we're just really like splitting hairs here, but it's really more the pop emo, the hardcore that he throws in there more than the punk. There's more aggression than you would hear in most pop punk. There's more emotion.
Truly is. This is truly like Paul McCartney and John Lennon got together, wrote a bunch of pop songs, and then did like the baseball sound.
You're getting ahead of yourself. Okay, you're getting a little wild.
It's not though. It's not. These are not fucking insane.
Making a McCartney Lennon comparison like we do with
these are insane.
They're not insane. They're good. There's some great shit here.
Some of these little hooks, and some of these hooks he throws out as like fucking bridges or outros. He's like, God, this is a really good core or a really good hook, but I don't give a fuck. I'll put at the end of Spider song. I don't give a fuck. I'll put it as a 15-second clip. I have so many of this shit. I don't give a shit.
He is good at his bridges. Damn. He's good at his bridges. That's for sure.
Dude, bridges
and builds. And honestly, Kobe Linder, the drummer, really, I mean, this whole record is Max Bemis. He played everything but the drums. Kobe Linder played all the drums and percussion. There's some like additional guitars, but it doesn't really specify where they're at. So let's just say Max played all the guitar. And yeah, Kobe, I think he just did an absolute killer job on the drums. There's some amazing drum fills. There's some amazing parts overall that add to the nuance. Just great songwriting from Kobe. Like you got to give it up for that guy. He's a huge contributing factor
for me for like the drum parts. There's never a time where I think like the drums could have been better. Never.
Yeah,
there's only times where I think like, damn, dude, like you're lucky you had that drummer. That's
agreed.
That's what I think mostly. Like, fuck, dude, you were lucky that dude came up with those drum parts, especially like "Alive with the Glory of Love." Like, holy fucking shit, dude! Kobe made that song. Truly, that intro. That song.
That intro before it drops into the
like everything about this song is fucking perfect.
And and a lot of the transitions into the bridges and in and out of the verses and choruses,
little stick.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been nearly as good had you not had a good drummer, like or even a mediocre drummer. Those I mean, you got to have somebody like Kobe who just absolutely nailed those transitions.
Yeah.
So Colby, whatever is Colby. Yeah, Colby.
Kobe. Is it Colby? Is it Kobe? I think it's Kobe. No,
I think it's Colby Linder, right?
Coby.
Oh my God, let me see here.
Like, what kind of stupid name is Colby? Like, why would you name your kid Colby when you just name him Kobe? Dumb.
Kobe. Well, this is before Kobe Bryant, but yeah, it's Colby.
Kobe Bryant. Kobe was
Colby. But this guy was born before Kobe Bryant. Clearly, idiot. The fuck is this guy's name? It's Kobe. Wait, it is Kobe.
It is Kobe. It's
Coby.
Yeah,
Coby. Yeah. Kobe. Doesn't even have a wiki page.
It's stupid. Name your name Colby with an L. Dumb. L for loser.
So disrespectful.
Anyway, I guess we'll just talk about Alive with the Glory of Love because we're already here. We're already talking about it.
Yeah. What does it say on your banger list?
I'm not gonna lie. It was hard for me to banger these out because
banger these out.
Like if I'm really getting like down to the nitty gritty, there's like 3 or 4 songs that I think are not like beyond bangers. I don't think these are all bangers. I think they're all fucking beyond bangers.
Okay, you're getting like, a little crazy here.
Dude, I'm wild here. I truly am. And I don't even fucking care. So it was hard for me to dole these out as bangers. Alive with the Glory of Love would be like a mid beyond banger for me, I guess.
Okay.
And that's I think it's a beyond banger. I think it's a fucking beyond banger in the pop punk realm.
It's crazy. It's something. So did you split up your banger list with, between just Is a Real Boy and then Was a Real Boy, like combined?
I don't know. I went through a lot of phases this week. And last night I listened to this record again and it was just These records, these songs are wild, dude. These songs are wild, and I think like, oh, this is the best song, and then like Yellow Cat comes on, oh, this is the best song, and then Spider Song comes on, oh, this is the fucking best song, and then Molly, oh, this is dude, I can't, I don't know, I know, I nobody to like reel me in on this one, so I went rampant on this one.
Okay,
I honestly have more notes for this probably than any other record we've ever done on the pod.
That's just stupid, dude. It's
like,
a
honestly,
good record, man, but it's not that good. It's a great record. It really is. But you're getting
let me give you my final vamp, and then I'm gonna give you my final count.
So alive with the glory of love is my 3B. On Just Is a Real Boy. If we're throwing it in with everything, all 21 songs, it's my 4B. So great song, but yeah, also an absolute banger of a kind of a pop punk song, but it's not a typical pop punk like Newfound Glory, Toy Page kind of song. It's so much more than that. It's so much more textured. What also I think is fantastic about this record is how it's not just the same guitar parts on each channel. Like there is a lead guitar, there is a rhythm guitar. There's a lot of shit thrown in there that is just done like once or twice through the whole song. Like there's so much going on. There's so much nuance to this entire record. And Max just absolutely fucking nails it. And that's how this album is. He knows perfectly when to make it heavy, to have big crunchy guitars, have more clean sounding stuff, like the upstrokes and everything like that. There's so much nuance to this record. And this song especially, like you said, like the song starts out really fucking heavy. The big distorted guitars, the fast drums, and that build up, and you're like, where's this gonna go? Where's this gonna go? Then silence. And then just that kind of clean guitar, almost clean guitar, high notes. It makes no fucking sense.
It's so good.
But then it never reaches that heaviness again. Like this song never reaches that heaviness of the intro. It's so weird. But that's another thing that makes this record cool is that you'll get one part that's just like heavy for no reason, or just will be something once and then never brought up again.
There's always a reason for it.
Okay. Now you're just, okay. Continue the joke. What do you got?
So firstly, I did the word count 3726. That's how much notes I have just for the show notes, not including the rankings, just the track listing notes, right? God. 3,726 words.
Words are words?
Words. See, the thing
words are like bullets.
Words are like bullets. So if we're going into Alive with the Glory of Love, you're right. The song never matches that intensity. Never matches that first like but that's the point. This song is it can be a little bit cheesy, but I think like subject material, I think it can be a little cheesy. I think the low hanging fruit of talking about like Nazi Germany, World War II era stuff. Like, I don't know. We're a little bit older than kind of like people that are younger than us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get it?
I get it.
You were so quick to. Mm-hmm. So like,
I was reading something, so I was looking at my word count. Sorry, I was looking at my word count. Sorry.
Dude, I have so many fucking thoughts. I can't even like articulate them fast enough.
Wait, I have 1,387 words in my notes.
I have fucking triple the amount of fucking notes that you have.
But okay.
So we are at the point now where like World War II survivors are almost non-existent. If they are fucking old as fuck.
They're in their 90s. Yeah.
And so we grew up in a time period where talking about World War II was like commonplace and it was okay. And like growing up, like there were a lot of World War II survivors in like the 90s. It wasn't a big deal. 2000s even. The older we get, the less there are of them. And so when I hear a song like this, it still transports me back to like 90s, early 2000s, where I think like, oh, World War II, that wasn't that long ago. But like, dude, that was almost 100 fucking years ago. And so when I think that a song like this is cheesy because like, oh, World War II song, like that love song, that's been done, right? Like, no, it fucking hasn't really been done. And no one really did songs like this because that's like, who the fuck would do something like this? Other than like kind of like Blink kind of did this shit too, right? Remember? And like,
yeah, and it's the beginning of Stockholm.
That's pretty fucking wild too. That Blink kind of did the same thing. But anyway, for Max to write an entire thing
from Blink.
For Max to write an entire thing about this is
don't ignore what I just said. and move on.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that because that's no, dude.
That is, dude.
I do agree that come on. I do agree that Max, like, I don't want to say steals, but I definitely think that he
A
draws
lot of influence.
heavy inspiration from.
Yeah.
That's a politician's way of stealing. Heavy.
Okay.
he
True,
draws heavy inspiration from. But like, dude, like Max, over the course of his entire career, from beginning to end, he has relied heavily on like the Jewish part of his heritage, and that's where this song comes from. And I think it's fucking cute. And I remember I watched this movie with Ryan called The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, about two kids that befriend each other, and they're both got gassed and they died and whatever. And it was a crying, and I cried, and Ryan cried. But like, that's low hanging fruit type of shit.
Yeah, right. And also Ryan cries and everything. So
I cry a lot too. Like, I mean, I don't like drop tears, but like, damn, that got me good. Even Inside Out 2 today, I kind of like welled up a little bit. Yeah, I didn't tear up. I welled up. You know, you well before you tear.
Yeah, there's a difference. Yeah.
Alive with the Glory of Love. Everything about this is so perfectly crafted. So anyway, we talked about in the beginning where the song builds in that really aggressive thing. I think that's to like purposely like tell you what did I say perf with an F?
You said purposely.
Is there an F in there? Purposely.
Yeah.
What an idiot. I'm just so excited about this one fucking song, dude. I'm just so excited. The song builds you up in the beginning to tell you how horrible World War II was, how terrible it was for everybody. Like, we know how horrible World War II was, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the further we distance ourselves from World War II, like, the less it means. Like, nobody, kids now today, they don't give a shit about World War II. But at least in this song, we get that intro, that build up where it's like, okay, this is pretty aggressive. And then we get this fucking love song. We get this weird, bizarre, funky guitar, pop punk kind of thing, like going into the verse. And it's like, what the hell is this? Like, how do we go from that, the bombs dropping in the beginning, to this kind of like surreptitious sneaking around kind of like progression?
It's perfect. It goes
that's
perfectly
the world
with the
building
lyrics.
In this one fucking song.
That's
it's
great.
Makes
it's
it
fantastic.
That's what makes it so insanely good. That's what makes it so much better than what Blink tried to do in Stockholm Syndrome.
Come on. You need to calm down, dude.
That's like, come on,
you
dude.
need to calm down.
That part is this.
Calm down.
That part is this. Don't act like if you had an option to fucking skip that on Spotify, you wouldn't skip it. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that interlude, the Stockholm. Yeah, of course I skip it all the time.
Word part specifically. Yes,
of course I skip that. Why? Yeah. Why do I need to listen to that? I know what you said.
But you would never skip this song
because it's a song. It's not spoken word. Of reading Mark's grandma's letter or some shit like that.
But there's song behind Mark's grandma's letter, right?
The piano, the ominous piano. So good though.
And all the little guitar leads in this part, like all those little fucking like country style inspired like guitar leads. Like, this song is insanely good.
It is fantastic. It's a fantastic song.
Without even getting into the lyrics, man. Like, the lyrics are just like, this is the most like beautiful pop punk love song that has ever been written.
Yeah, it's about his maternal grandparents who survived the Holocaust. I don't believe they were ever actually captured and went to a concentration camp. I didn't really read that anywhere. And based off the lyrics, it doesn't sound like that. It was more like, okay, we're hiding from the Nazis. I'm so in love with you, even if we are split. We're taken away to different camps. Our love is still is eternal. This and that, and it really is a beautiful song. I mean, it gets a little explicit, but I mean, he does that a lot. It takes away
sexual dude. At this point.
It takes away a little bit from the sentiment of the message, because it's just not like, you don't need that.
No way.
To express that, you don't need it, but it whatever, it's fine.
Here is why this song is like, this is the greatest pop punk love song that has ever been written. It's because in the third verse, when he says, "Should they catch us and dispatch us?" Right? This is the point in the song where like everything calms down, and it's just we're hearing this kind of upbeat song where it's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck if the bombs are dropping, Nazis are coming to get us. I don't give a shit. Dogs are barking, monkeys are clapping. I don't give a fuck. But now it gets real. In the third verse, it gets real. And when he says, "Should they catch us?" That's when you get that little ring out. Like, "Should they catch us?" and
Yeah.
dispatches, and like we get that doodle 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 doodle. So things are getting real now, and like this, the music follows the story, the music follows the
does.
tone, and everything goes hand in hand. This is I just cannot understate like how perfectly crafted this song is as a whole. It is unreal. Unreal.
I do love the lyrics though in that third verse. Should they kill me, your love will fill me. As warm as the bullets, I'll know my purpose. The war was worth this. I mean, damn, dude, that is so sad and so deep, and god damn, those are good lyrics. They're very on the nose though. Like they're very there's no metaphors. Well, there are metaphors. The warm as the bullets, but I mean, it's cheesy, but damn, it works. It fucking works, man.
It is not, but like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not cheesy. It's cheesy to us because we have still kind of like grown up with the sentiment of World War II survivors.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I knew
their truths, but like now,
yeah,
like, it's not cheesy anymore. This is fucking like historical things that no one will ever realize that actually happened because it's been almost 100 years ago now.
Yeah, it's almost
That's crazy.
I mean, I have family who fought in World War II that I knew like they were close family, but they were, you know, they weren't in the Holocaust. I'm not Jewish or anything, but yeah, I mean,
and that's like, so also I think that's also what helps Max's songwriting. And I don't think it's disingenuous because he did grow up Jewish and he is Jewish and he still has a lot of like Jewish heritage in him. And he sings a lot about it, not just in the first record, but all the way to the last record. So his entire personality is like his religion. And it's not something he talks about
I mean, the song, which we'll talk about, you know, Wow, I Can Get Sexual Too, is all about his morals. And, you know, it's about his, how conflicted he is with his own cultural upbringing and his religious views and his moral compass in general. That's what that whole song is about. But we'll get into that later. But.
Do you think just like Max growing up and then hearing, you know, his like Jewish parents and uncles and elders just talk about like World War II, like that's what makes Alive with the Glory of Love just such a heartfelt song.
It is, absolutely. But like I said, the only thing that really takes me out of the song is that he's just a little too explicit just to be kind of edgy, and it takes away from the song just a little bit. You don't need that.
When is he explicit?
I want to do you on foyer or whatever. It's just like, come on,
because
man.
You're about to fucking die, dude.
I understand
you're about to
that.
Get, like taken up by the Gestapo and get your fucking head chopped off or
I get it, but it's
in
just
the chamber.
Like I get it, but it's like
the urgency. There's urgency.
But you could I don't know. To me, like you could make the lyrics a little bit more like eloquent, like a little bit classier.
Fuck
like
that.
It's
no.
It adds cheese to the song. It takes
dude.
away
like, straight up
from the seriousness
you see somebody
of the song.
there, like literally.
No, I get it.
You were about to
get
taken in gas. Like, no, man, this is all I think about right now. Oh, it's so good. This is right on the foyer on this dark day. Like, dude, like literally, we are about to fucking die within seconds. Like within seconds, we are about to die, and all I can think about is how much I want to be with you right now.
But what you're talking about, it's not from the viewpoint of
explicit.
But also, you know, you're talking about these lyrics like they're already in a camp. They're not. They're living in the ghetto. They're in fear of getting caught. They're not like about to die that day. You know what I mean? It's just.
Well, they literally could have died in seconds after this, or days, or years, or never.
But you know what I mean?
This was it's fucking Nazi-occupied Germany. Like, you never fucking knew, like, when your time was going to come. That's why everything is so urgent. The urgency.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even explicit. He could say, like, when I want to fuck you. He could have said that, but he didn't want to do you. Like, he like toned it down a little bit for you fucking prudes.
I guess I am a prude.
Tyler fucking Agnes fucking Anstead.
What Agnes? What does that even mean?
That's the oldest fucking prude name I could think of. I think it's Seymour or the Principal Skinner's mom's name in Simpsons. So that's what I thought.
Oh shit! All right, let's move on from this stupid.
God,
song.
that's a fucking beyond banger, dude.
Also,
Beyond banger.
there was a video for this one too.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
falls in line with like the message of the video and all that. But it was fun.
These
You
videos
also
were not. These videos were not great.
no
Low
and did
budget
you,
and silly.
they were. But did you also notice like these are not videos that were uploaded by the band on their YouTube channel. These are videos that were uploaded by random people like 15 years ago. So like the quality is just absolute garbage. So it's like Maxime Bemis does not give a shit about any of this stuff.
See, like you get more into the videos because I always just assume my internet connection is shitty.
Oh.
So when I watch like shitty music videos, I've never thought to put two and two together that like maybe the band isn't putting these out. It's somebody else.
Yeah, they're just random usernames. And I went to the Say Anything
Damn.
channel. I didn't see that they had posted it. So yeah, he just doesn't care. There's no like HD. There was like an HD remaster for Wow I Can Get Sexual Too, but it still looked like shit. And it was uploaded like 12 years ago. So
Literally just now, I've watched so many grainy ass videos for this podcast. It has never occurred to me that it was user uploaded.
yeah, a lot of shit is. So anyway, let's move on.
That's something.
What is your what's your biggest banger? Your 1B?
Little Girls, dude. That's my
Oh
biggest
my God.
banger. That's my favorite fucking song.
Which is essentially a B-side. It's from Was a Real Boy, with the reissue.
Do you want me to go my biggest banger for the regular fucking
No. Let's get into this. I mean, we're going to get into a bunch of these songs.
This
I just
better
don't
be
want to
the
go on
banger.
forever.
I know this is, dude, I'll go on for days, honestly. I literally have copious notes for every single one of these songs.
Copious notes.
Copious notes.
So this is a banger for me.
I know it's a banger for you. It's a fucking
obviously
banger song.
we're putting this all with this in my rankings. You know, out of the 21 songs, this is my 6B. So let's get into this. What do you got? Okay, well, take a sip.
You saw me take a drink and you asked me a fucking question. That's cool though.
Well, you should be paying more attention and seeing where the conversation's going, but clearly you're not paying attention. So continue.
This is the most punk rock song of the album.
It is.
The albums.
No, well, second,
Yes.
I would one.
There's
one,
a song on here
top
that's
two.
more punk, but this is the most like Green Day kind of like punk rock song of the album. The song never stops. It is just fun through and through. There's a lot of cool drum parts to this one. There's a lot of cool drum rolls that I like what Kobe does. But here it's just, again, dude, his lyrics, man. And we're not lyric men, but I love what he says. And I love how he says it. And this is no exception.
I thought the lyrics were really stupid on this one.
Oh, here we go, dude. Hold on there, dude. You
I
ready
do
for
like this song a lot. Okay, yeah, what do you got?
Do you want to do the song and then we'll get into the lyrics, or we going?
I mean, I agree. This is like one of the most punk songs on the record. Very Green Day. I get it. I totally get it. Extremely catchy. But I don't think it's a very deep song at any point. It's not that nuanced. I do like how it starts with the banjo kind of thing played on the guitar, just the quick little single notes. I thought that was cool, but then it immediately drops into the punk song, which is super sick.
So pretty when you cry.
But honestly, it's just a catchy fucking song. It's one of the catchiest songs on the whole record. It really is. So I don't know why. What do you got on this one? I don't think it's very deep lyrically.
Here's why me and friend of the pod, Annie, and so many people love Max.
Annie loves this fucking band
because the guy's a wordsmith, man. The guy is a poet.
He's something.
He truly is a poet. He is saying.
He doesn't even know.
He's saying something, and he's putting together like a stream of consciousness that not a lot of people can do. And if somebody tries to do it, it usually comes off as kind of like dumb and silly. That's why like you and Butthole the Pod Skip hate Bob Dylan so much. So I get it.
That's like one of the best. That's like one of the best cyberbullying insults I've heard from this podcast.
So unnecessarily fucking disrespectful and
Butthole of the Pod. Oh, that's so good. It's so childish. It's so third grade right there.
Even though when he was on the pod, all he did was tear us apart about the Nirvana episode. And
I know.
School us in every facet, form, and way possible. But now he's not here, so fuck him. I don't care.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, cyberbullying, man. Not here to defend himself. It's the best kind of cyberbullying.
Exactly. It's the only kind of cyberbullying. But anyway, okay, so let's get into the lyrics here because this is fun. This is one of the most fun songs. This is like top 3 most fun songs to get into lyrically on the record. It's an aggressive take on how Max is like a disaster of a person when in a relationship, how he treats girls like shit, but like also acknowledges the punk rock scene also treats girls like shit, which we fucking know that's what happens. But he feels bad for it. Like he both blames it on the fact that he's a psycho, right? Whoa. But also knows that he's just immature, and that's just what we did back then, and that's just not that's not excusing what happened, but that's the scene back then, and it was fucking douchey, but it's honest. This is an honest song that I think still holds up because of how much he acknowledges that he's a fucking dick and how much he was a douchebag back then and how he's calling out other douchebaggers. And there's so much pop punk and like punk speak of like douchebaggers. New word.
That's a new one. Yeah,
new phrase. New one. Like so much of like pop punk and the punk scene like speaks of like heartbreak and stuff, but really like they're total dicks, man. Like Chris Conley, fucking dick, right? Steve Klein from New Found Glory, total dick. Go back further, Lost Prophets, total fucking dick.
Dude, like the worst of them all, yeah.
So like, but like that's what people did, and it was okay, I guess, and it's fucking weird. And Max writes songs that like everyone else pussyfoots around, but Max writes them to be more honest with like a way. And he also writes them with way more fucking wit. But like, remember that song "Flavor of the Week" by SR-71? Like,
wait, no, Flavor of the Week was American Hi-Fi.
American Hi-Fi, you're right. American Hi-Fi.
That's a great fucking song, man. Oh,
but like that song's a douchebag way to say that like I cheat on my girlfriend constantly.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But like here, Max is like talking about it in a way that like I am cheating on my girlfriend. I know I'm fucked up for doing it, but this is what we do at the time, and I feel terrible for doing it. I want to be a different person. This is like what this entire record is supposed to be, and that's why he's a real boy, right? The whole like Pinocchio thing on the front is like this whole thing. Like I'm in the scene, I'm a cool guy, and I'm in a fucking band, and I can fuck whatever girl I want to because I can trick her into thinking that I'm better than I am. But he's lying. He's lying to himself. He's lying to everybody else. Pretty cool, dude. I keep doing this thing.
I know I keep doing that.
But like, dude, this entire scene was just a reckless open season to do whatever the fuck you wanted to do in impressionable girls, and it was just so gross and terrible.
It was, yeah.
The more time that passes, the more we realize, like, holy fucking shit, all those cool Warped Tours that we went to. And I like to think we were kind of better than most people, but like, damn, dude, all those like horrible Warped Tours we went to where we saw so many people just be drunk and high and impressionable and vulnerable. And it's just like, damn, dude, this scene was terrible. This scene was maybe the most toxic of all scenes because it kind of like gave this impression of welcoming and being safe, but it was terrible. It was so terrible. And here Max is talking about how terrible it was, how he fucking wants to kill little girls. But like, it's tongue in cheek. He's talking about the scene. He's not talking about him specifically, even though he partook in it. But he knows he did. He knows he fucked up. So it's a very honest approach at a scene that was horrible. Horrible. That's why Little Girls is so goddamn good.
Just the fact that you titled the song Little Girls too is... It's rough.
Dude, like, damn, it's so good. Like he's talking about murdering little girls in the song, but little girls is what? Because he was like 19 when he wrote this. Little girl's like 16. So when he recorded this, he was 17, 18 years old. So like he was only a year older than some of the girls he murdered, that he slept with, that he fucked, that he tried to get with. Like that's not a huge age gap. He's still a kid too. This came out when he was 19. Like you're a kid, bro. You recorded when you were 17, 18 years old.
Also not excusing anything that was done, nefariously or any shit like that.
This was a scene that honestly, like it seemed welcoming. It seemed fun. We were all kids when like the Warped Tour scene was happening. When like the height of the Warped Tour scene was happening, I should say, in that like late 90s to like mid 2000s range.
Yeah.
It was a seeming like utopia of music where you could go and do whatever you wanted to do and you would get home safe. But like the more it comes out, man, like the pop punkers were the fucking worst.
They were the worst, yeah.
God damn, they were the worst.
comparatively
Like,
when you're
worse
throwing
than-
it up against like
worse than like hip
Ozfest. And,
hoppers. Yeah, worse
Yeah.
than the fucking metalheads. Dude, they were the worst.
yeah.
And like Chris Conley, not even like fucking 5 years ago, dude was like hounding some girl online, sending her nudes constantly and fucking calling her 45 times a minute. Like, good Lord.
Or even look at, Jesse Lacey too, You know?
Yeah.
He did a lot of shit too, and
That's something.
took advantage of, I don't we don't need
It's,
to get into
dude,
that.
the pop punk scene, man, was
It's gross.
was supposed to grow on the punk scene, was supposed to like grow in the punk scene and be more inclusive. And the punk scene is very like, oh, it's very gritty and like, oh, if you're not a punker, then fuck you. But the punk scene was never this bad, man. The pop punk scene, I think, was just terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah. It was.
And this record explores that. This record explores that in
It does.
2004. Like, no one, we're just now like talking about it, but Max was talking about it in 2004.
20
That is
years later.
fucking
20 years
wild.
later.
20 years later, we now realize the pop scene was toxic, and Max was telling us it was toxic in 2004 in real time. That is crazy.
All right. Well, Little Girls, that's your number one. That's my 6B.
God, that's how good this song is.
Well, it's good. It's definitely good. Definitely good.
Fucking.
Yeah,
something.
fucking. All right. So my 1B is, surprise, surprise. Wow, I can get sexual too. The first song from the Was a Real Boy. This is God, dude. This song is not good. Like it's not good because it's so over the top, fucking stupid. Like objectively, this is not good. But I fucking love it. It's catchy as hell. It hits all the wrong things at the right. I can't even explain it. It's just not a very good song, but I fucking love it.
That's why it's so great.
Is that why it is?
Like
Okay.
literally everything I just told you that Max is telling us how
I
toxic
know.
this fucking space is. And now he wrote a song about how horrible, horrible this scene is. With
But
a
also,
catchy
like-
pop melody. This is his fucking Smells Like
It
Teen
is.
Spirit. This is his Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Come on,
Where
okay.
Teen Spirit.
Let's take a couple steps back here.
Hold on there, dude.
Let's take a couple steps back here, dude.
Hold on there, dude. Where Kurt wrote Smells Like Teen Spirit to make fun of the jocks that fucking threw him in trash cans and hate him and shit. And he's all like, oh, these same fucking people are now singing my songs, right? Is that not what Teen Spirit was supposed to be? Is
I
that
know
not
what
why
you're
Kurt
saying.
wrote it? Okay.
I know what
That's-
you're saying.
That's what Sexual 2 is supposed to be. This is a song about people that are fucking terrible sexually in the scene. And now he's saying this as a joke song. And because it's so fucking catchy, because it's so like you cannot like listen to the song one time and not hum that melody after it's over.
I know.
Now
Yeah.
he sees people in the crowd singing along to this song who are the same people, the same guys that prey and on probably mostly underage girls at Warped Tour. But that's what this song is. This is his Smells Like Teen Spirit. Tell me I'm wrong. The fuck out of here.
I think this song too. I'm not going to agree or disagree with you. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to go down that road.
That
fight
makes
with you on
sense. Right, that fence.
I'm just comparing
makes
Max
sense,
Bemis to
right,
Kurt
that
Cobain.
fence.
It's just
I
stupid.
never
That's
compared
just
it
stupid.
to Max to Kurt
That's
Cobain. Never said that.
literally what you just did.
I said this
You
is
just
his Smells
compared-
Like Teen Spirit.
That's
which I
comparing,
never-
dude. That's comparing, dude.
I just said this is his version of
Yeah,
Smells Like Teen
that's
Spirit.
that's
all right.
comparing, dude. But that's okay. We'll continue.
Okay.
We'll
You're
continue. on.
extrapolating things that are
Okay, that's
actually
fine.
there, but
We'll
okay.
continue. Fucking goddamn it! You see, this is what you do. You distract me, so I forget what I'm about to fucking say.
They die.
It's so rude. It's so rude.
Come on, dude. This is fucking insanely catchy. It's so
It is.
stupidly
No.
catchy.
It
It's
is
so
very catchy.
disrespectful. It's so fucking gross. It's so disgusting, but you sing along to it. Why? Because this is Lennon McCartney-esque good pop songwriting. This is a good pop driven song.
You're comparing things that are just it's not right.
How? It's got a
Anyway.
catchy melody in the back of whoa, whoa. Like get the fuck out of here, dude. The little like Beach Boy
Once again,
kind of
once
like
again,
layering,
it's
vocal
so-
layering.
it's so bad that I can't help but be drawn to it because
What
the
part
song
of this is bad though.
because he's not, okay. We both understand he's not a good singer at all, and that's fine because
But
we
he's not
know
a bad singer.
he's a pretty bad singer.
No,
Like
he's
worse.
not.
He's worse than Tom, and Tom's not a good singer.
Yeah, that's wrong. That is wrong.
It's not wrong.
That is wrong. He's
But
not worse than Tom. no.
Anyway,
Bro, nobody is worse than Tom.
okay.
Tom is one of the worst singers that have ever fucking been in a successful band of all time.
Okay. I don't even want to talk to you about that because it's just, you're saying so many stupid
I'll
things.
keep going. Like, you're wild.
getting
Dude,
ahead
this
of
is an
yourself.
incredibly catchy pop song.
It is catchy, but I could also say that Max Bemis is not a good singer. Yes, it is inherently very, very catchy, and I do like this song a lot. It's my one fucking B. I'm not saying this is a bad song. There's no reason for us to argue about
You
this.
just said like 14 times it was a bad song. Where are my fucking
Never
lines?
did, but you're like, oh my god, you can compare this to Smells Like Teen Spirit. This is a Lennon McCartney. He's like, come on,
because
dude.
you can. Like, Smells Like Teen Spirit was written for a specific purpose, much like this was written for a fucking specific purpose. To call out the people that he hates in the scene. Smells Like Teen Spirit was written to call out the people that he fucking hates in that scene. What part of that do you not understand? I'm about to fucking blow my top. Inside Out, that movie where the fucking red guy blows his top.
I've never seen Inside Out.
Like fucking. Fun.
I would like to watch it. I would like to.
Just default to fun. I don't like fun if you have nothing else.
Oh my god, I have nothing else on this one. I have nothing else. You've gone over it all. I really don't.
This song is absolutely fucking brilliant.
But when you watch them play the song live, man, this is not a song that translates well live. Because
they stopped playing it for a long time too. For years they stopped playing this.
Yeah, and I saw something from I think this last year, maybe or in the last couple of years, them playing this live, and it's just, this is a studio song because it's extremely stripped down. It's mostly electronic. There's some bass and guitar in there, but it's very much lower in the mix. So when they play it live, they'll hit that little guitar part. And it just sounds bad, dude. It just sounds real bad.
This is one of those things.
But that's fine. That's fine.
Feeling versus like live version. This song is all about feeling. It's all about it's about the scene. So if you're not gonna, if the scene's been 20 years in the making now and in the past, and it's totally different from what it was, then the entire meaning of the song is lost. And especially because what kicks this song off is that phone call. Yeah, and like that little electronic, that little like that almost like backmasking drum sound, right? That psh,
it is
psh, whatever the fuck that is.
It is very much very backmasking, yeah.
So I get it. I get why they retired this, because this is an aggressive song, and it probably is lost upon people that are not our age. I think you hear this song.
You have to have been there when this song came out to really understand it. To get the scene. Like if you weren't in the punk, emo, indie scene, you're not going to get this song. Like it's not going to happen. This is a very time and place song. It's not going to age well. It's not, this song does not age well at all. At all. It's like 303. It's like a band like that shit does not age well. It was cool and fun at the time, but damn, did you listen to that 303, those 303 songs now?
But that's
I get it. It is
different.
But what I'm saying is, like, what my point is, there are songs and that are very, you have to be there for it to really get it.
Like this song should have been like the anthem for what was problematic, as the kids love to throw around, of the pop punk scene of our generation. But it's too nuanced. It's too textures and layered for these fucking knuckleheads today, straight up.
I think also Max Bemis, he's too much. He's too, I guess
very
quirky.
Problematic himself.
He is, but he's also very, very quirky sounding. So it can't people can, as a whole, like the mass population cannot grasp that kind of quirkiness, that weird sound, the kind of offbeat thing that he does. It's very, very much like an acquired taste. Or once again, it's something you had to be there to really enjoy or get. So I don't know. Anyway, wow, I can get sexual too. That's my 1B. After Jeff screamed at me. After he fucking screamed at me.
Because you don't even understand what it's about. That's what my problem is.
I do understand what it's about.
You don't.
I do. I 100% do. But it's a silly song. Just a silly boy song.
Of course it's a silly song. It's supposed to be a silly song. It's silly song about the silly fucking borderline fucking rapist of the scene. Like, it's supposed to be a silly song.
Yes, I know. But I'm not talking about the lyrics, but okay. Yeah. Musically, it's silly.
That's
I
like-
get where you're
that's
coming.
like-
I get
that's like-
where you're
that's like
coming from.
doing
lyrically. I
Bob
get it.
Dylan and saying, "Oh, I didn't read the lyrics. I'm only going to listen to his fucking 3-chord guitar playing." Like, is that what you fucking did? Is that what's happening here?
I wrote down a lot of lyrics. I agree with you on the lyrics. I 100% agree with you on the lyrics. I'm just saying, as a whole, as a cohesive thing, the song is weird. It's not that great of a song. Like, it's good because it's so out there and so fucked up and weird. That's what it is.
I
But
keep
anyway.
leaning forward because I just want to make sure that you see the disgust in my face.
I can see your stupid face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That's not what I said, but
well, that's what I said. Anyway, let's move on. All right. So then what's your 2B? What's your number 2 banger off this record?
what do you think it is? Do you
Spider song.
I'm the spider. Of course, it's a spider's fucking song, dude.
This did
You know
not make
right now?
my bangers list.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, did not make my banger list. It's fine. It's good. It's a good song. It's a straightforward pop punk song. Pop punk say anything song, I should say. Fun little guitar leads in the verses. The harm's building up. Dropping back into the chorus are good. I don't know. It's good. The chord progression is really cool in the chorus, but I hate the way he sings. I'm the spider.
You think it's just
So stupid.
is that how he does it? Oh.
Yeah, just like that.
Do you think it's just like years of obnoxious
Singing
Kevin and
from
me
you.
doing that
Well,
to-
mostly you, not really Kevin, but more you.
I would think that this is Kevin's favorite song too, because this is the one that we always sing
I'm the
together.
spider.
Okay. So like this is a good example of when
Of a bad song.
of how Max has a good song. There's a good chorus here, like now growing legs, and it goes like builds up, and then I'm the spider, do. Colby
That was good.
doing his thing, but also the ending, right? Like the outro, like I am cold, too cool to call you far too stone. That's a good fucking melody. That's a good
is.
melody, and he is not afraid to waste what other people may think as like a full 3-minute song melody on a 15-second outro. And that just comes with being confident in your writing and being confident as a good, prolific, catchy songwriter.
Mhm.
I love that.
I like it.
Here we go.
This
All right,
is
let's
this
get
is
lyrics.
just
I don't care.
yeah.
We decided
Okay,
you
whatever.
have a good fuck.
I still
Just-
just think this is like a pretty straightforward pop punk song for this
mute,
band.
mute your mic and listen to me for the next 10 minutes.
Oh my
um,
god, you're so annoying.
Because I literally don't care what you have to say. I'm just going to keep going until you tell me to stop.
Clearly,
This-
clearly.
Another,
But even if I tell you to
another-
stop, you're not going to stop.
I'm not going to stop. Another song with a specific narrative, right? There's a lot of like specific narratives going on with Is a Real Boy. And again, overall, I think that album is a concept album. Maybe doesn't achieve that kind of like overtly obvious tier of being a concept record, because you got to kind of dig to these lyrics to find the concept, and the concept is the scene, the pop punk scene, and lying about it, and that's why the Pinocchio thing on the front. Anyway, another song with a specific narrative. Here he's exploring like relationships, but there's some really cool imagery and wordplay here. Like he talks of undressing himself, right? Within a metaphorical sense. He's already said that he doesn't want to be the same shitty dude in the current relationship that he's in. Been in the past, I should say, but he's undressing his ego, right? Stripping himself down to like the bones and becoming vulnerable, right? When he says like, I'm growing legs, I'm the spider. It's he's not, I don't know. He's not becoming like a spider, like this douchebag thing. He's becoming something different, something that you didn't expect him to become, because he uses that spider metaphor. And it's representing the inevitable transformation into the douchebag boyfriend that he hates in the scene. But since he's part of the scene, like going back to the Jesse Lacey thing, man, it's just like, you fucked up, bro. You shouldn't have done that kind of shit. But like, that's the scene, dude. Like, you're all fucked up. Like, you're fucked up within the fucked up scene. So
Mhm.
I don't know. It's weird. It's a bizarre thing. It's a snippet in time where like adolescence is becoming adults, but the adults are still kind of like adolescent, right? And so it was this weird 16-year-old to kind of like 21-year-old kind of mishmash of Warped Tour, and we put them all together, and then we kind of pick apart at the end and say like this guy was wrong, but she was right, and she was wrong, but he was right. And it's like, dude, no, man, that was a horrible scene. And almost like
Mhm.
Kevin Lyman, dude, was like the mastermind of it all because he's the one that put it on Warped Tour. I think Warped Tour was the best and the worst thing that ever fucking
Yeah.
happened to music, dude. It was
we,
just
we've always spoken so highly of Kevin Lyman and Warped Tour in general, but yeah, like you said,
like,
over the last
no.
like 5-6 years, it's just so many things have come to light, and you know full well if there's that many things going on. Kevin Lyman knew some of that shit, but because of lawsuits and various logistical things, like, he covered up. He had to have covered up a lot of shit throughout the years, just
It's
without a
it's
doubt.
it's crazy because we get a record like Is He Real Boy, and like all Max does on this record is try and tell us that this scene is toxic, this scene is terrible, this scene is literally full of douchebags and pretty much rapists, and we
Yeah,
just discount it, we forget
and
about it, and we move on to
there's
Blink and talk about how Blink is great. It's like, no, man, this is something bigger, this is something
and
nastier.
going off of that, there is a part in lyrically, there's a part of the song that is very dark, very very ominous. But in the bridge, the lyrics are, "I'd better watch my back around you. You've got the moves, the shoes, the do. You've got me. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And I want you to know I want to." And then this is the part that gets like dark and like just really really just fucked up. But you've got those tired eyes all the time. You've got those tired eyes all the time. That makes me think like, these girls or some girls are just being drugged and just tossed around, or just really just kind of like, not like sex
Yeah,
trafficking
dude.
per se, but just girls that are just being taken advantage of, and they're just going with the flow, wanting that male gaze, wanting that, just they want the male gaze, I guess, is the best way to put it. They want that because these girls are young, they're vulnerable, they're 14, 15 years old at times.
Is that what
So,
it's called? Like when someone's in like a band and like I'm gonna use my clout to like win you over? Is that what the male gaze is?
well, I think it's more from the perspective of the girl, right? Like, they want the male gaze, they want guys to look at them to think that
Like what
they're
I'm saying
hot.
is like is that like, so like if I'm in a band and I'm less than Jake, let's say,
Oh,
because there's ties to that in real life and
yeah,
friend of the
yeah.
pods. But like if I'm in a band and I'm using my clout, I'm using my like backstage pass, I'm using all this stuff to not like coerce you, but to like really heavily encourage you to do things you maybe
To
not
impress them,
want
yeah.
to do. Is that like the male gaze? Is that what
No,
like,
I wouldn't. I
uh,
wouldn't.
what do you
You could
call that?
associate the
Because
two.
whatever that is called is what's happening now in 2004, and that's what Max is trying to address. Whatever that is called.
That's not. It's not grooming per se. That's what I know. There's a word. I
Like
can't. I'd
taking
say it's
advantage of
yeah.
is like the
Taking
overall
it, taking
arcing,
advantage of, like, using
but it's
your
a very
power.
specific thing.
It's just using your power
Yeah.
to take advantage of somebody. That's what it is. Knowing full well that some of these girls are gonna fall to this power and think that, oh my god, these are gods. I love their lyrics. I love these guys that I see in the magazines, I see online. That, and then the guys show any sort of interest, and then the girls just fall head over heels for them, and then they
Because
use
you would
them.
never
And
do that shit to like a grown ass fucking woman, dude. Like a woman
no,
that's like,
because they
has
know better for
kids
the
or a
most part.
career.
They
Like,
should
go
know better.
fuck
Yeah,
yourself. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But like
yeah.
a 13, 14-year old, like you said, for sure. That is what is happening here. And again, that's what makes this album so brilliant, is because he is telling us that, yes, I'm a part of this shitty scene and I fucking hate it. And I kind of think he leans on like the bipolar thing a little bit too much, because Max is kind of a dick, man. And I don't know if you read a lot about Max's personal life and the way he treats his kids and his wife and that state of affairs, but holy fuck. I think Max leans on kind of like the bipolar thing a little bit too much to excuse kind of the horrible things that he does as a human being. But in this stage, he is definitely saying, this is the scene that I'm in. I don't like it. I am kind of a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it. I want to make it better. And he's telling us that's what it is. But we didn't listen. Nobody listened
Yeah.
till now.
Well, because why would people want to listen when there were a lot of the people were taking advantage of this? They were taking advantage of just taking advantage of the scene and the girls and things like that. And going back a little bit to what you were saying, you know, one thing we have to address about this record is that, you know, how it was made, why it was made, how ambitious the whole making of the record was. So I'll just talk about this for the next minute or two, but because I feel it is very important. So Max wanted this to be a concept record. He wanted it to be this like rock opera thing. He wanted these spoken word interludes. He wanted all this and this and that. It was supposed to be this big thing. He was working on it, especially with like the script and everything with his friends. And he had a complete mental breakdown, the absolute complete mental breakdown, undiagnosed bipolar disorder, alcoholism, various drug issues, all kinds of shit like that. He broke down, and then he kind of like scrapped the entire idea and kept little bits and pieces here and there. But that's how this record came to be, was because of a giant mental breakdown, because he took on way too much, playing all the instruments, writing all the songs, literally doing everything on this record. But, you know, and then after this, they toured on this record for like a month and a half. And then he had another mental breakdown to the point where they had to cancel the tour, cancel a bunch of big fucking shows because, you know, he was out of control. He was out of fucking control. And then I think eventually he was institutionalized at that point. You know, got better. And then I guess he's had some incidences throughout time. But then you mentioned more of his personal life, which I didn't read too much about, but you know, it doesn't excuse bad behavior. His mental illness doesn't excuse bad behavior, but I mean, you got to give the guy cut the guy some slack. Like I said, I didn't read anything about it.
Though.
Okay. I didn't read about any of it.
Like to the point where like CPS, Child Protective Services here is like called for his kids because they're dirty. They're eating cereal fucking morning, afternoon, and night. They are dirty. They don't bathe. They don't shower. There's a lot of it's all hearsay, right? Because we don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. Yeah. And like the internet, like we know Reddit is fucking terrible. We know the internet is terrible and toxic and horrible, but it's like when multiple people are kind of saying one thing, then you got to kind of like give a little bit of credence to it, a little bit of credit to like probably what's happening. And just like the rampant cheating. And he married one of the girls from Isley. Yeah. Which that's a band that like, I feel like you're probably in the same boat. Like we've heard of them. I've heard of them for a long time.
I've heard them a lot. Tammy liked
never
them a lot.
listened to them.
Oh no.
Never listened to them.
I listened to them a lot because of Tammy liked them a lot.
Yeah. I've never listened to them.
Yeah. So I'm very familiar with their music because of Tammy, but the like, singer, she was married to Chad Gilbert from New Found Glory for years.
Right.
They split, got divorced, and then she like almost immediately
Chad Gilbert.
And then she got in a relationship with Max. Now they have like 5 kids. Yeah. Pretty disrespectful.
But like straight up, like it was. But like straight up, like there's talks of like DPS being involved and just like Max just not being a good husband, father, which like who the fuck is, right? Like, I don't know, man. Being in a relationship, being a human on earth is fucking hard. It is not an easy feat. So I do give everybody kind of credit for that. But I do think over the years, Max has relied on his, and maybe I'm just like out of my element here. I don't know. Maybe friend of the pod, Dane, can help me out with this one because I know he's bipolar and he talks about it a lot.
He's open. He's very open about it.
Comfortable with it.
Very open with it.
I just feel like Max relies on that too often. And he kind of uses it as a crutch to excuse his douchebaggery. And douchebaggery, remember we coined earlier in the pod?
Did we coin that? I thought we coined something else.
Was it not douchebaggery?
No, it was something else, but like earlier today, right?
Yeah, it was like...
It was not douchebaggery. It was not douchebaggery. It was something else.
But it was douchebag something, right?
I don't remember now.
You're right. It probably wasn't douchebaggery because that sounds like something that's already been coined.
Yeah. I forgot what it was.
Anyway, I think Max is a very, very open guy, but I also think that like I am trying to make excuses for him because I love this record so much, but I think when you're in the scene and you know it's terrible and you're trying to tell everybody else how terrible it is, but then you still indulge in this stuff, like, bro, you're still just as fucking bad.
Doesn't that sound a lot like Bill Cosby?
Yeah.
A lot like Bill Cosby, you know?
It really does.
Always talking about, you know, how bad the industry was, this and that, for decades talking about that.
And like just because you
dude.
just because you sing about like how terrible the industry is, and just because you sing about the atrocities
are you turning on Max Bemis now? I like it. I like this.
I kind of am.
I like it.
God, I kind of am, because like again, like even in the Spider song, right? Like the ending of the song, like the last part of the song, which is like the catchiest part of the entire song. The I'm too cool to call you far too stoned. Like it's just it's ultimately all this is useless, because he's not going to even get out of bed to pursue this girl in the song. Like his laziness, his bipolar, or he's actually high, whatever the fuck it is. He's just too cool. Like he's just going to do nothing because he doesn't care. And like that apathy within like the scene is just why like the whole like Me Too movement too, like, right? Like whenever you think of an iceberg, and like that small part of the iceberg and the whole bottom part of the iceberg that never gets uncovered, the Me Too movement. And like we've seen, even some of our friends of friends in our group, like we've seen some horrible things done to people that should not have been done to. And it's just, I can't even fucking imagine the stuff that like Max has seen done, because he's saying about half of the things. And
I get what you're saying.
Like Jahid, right? Like the fucking guy that we talk about, like that guy. Oh my God, dude, some of the stuff that dude did, and he's friends with some of our friends, and it's just, man, this scene was terrible, dude.
Yeah,
were all scenes is terrible.
And I don't mind calling that guy out, because that guy was a total asshole.
He's a fucking douchebag.
I think he's in jail now too, right?
He should or deported. He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
But like, was all scenes like this, or is just because we were so ingrained in this scene?
I think we were so ingrained, but also there wasn't like you can honestly compare this to like the metal scene in the 70s and 80s, the metal rock and roll scene in the 70s and 80s. You could totally compare it to this, but you know, this was done more like what we're seeing in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, like people trying to hide from it, people not explicitly going out saying, oh yeah, I fucked a 17-year-old, 16-year-old girl, I'm 27 years old, you know, like fucking
Jimmy Page said that fucking constantly, and
that's what I'm saying, like Steven Tyler, Jimmy Page, you know, Anthony Kiedis, you know, all these guys throughout the decades are just like proud of what they've done and don't give a fuck. But in the early 2000s and mid 2000s, people were hiding from that. They were trying to be better. They were pretending like they were better than everybody else. They were pulling the Bill Cosby, pretending that they were better than everybody else. But you know, behind closed doors, they were all really fucked up. That's what it is.
My entire thing is changing now. I don't like this.
I know.
At all.
You don't like Max anymore. You don't like Max anymore. But anyway, let's move on to a different song. You're getting sad. You're getting upset.
I'm getting purgeable here. Is what's happening. I'm getting purgeable. Honestly.
You're gonna start treating all Say Anything records like you do with your Bill Cosby records.
God damn.
You come into the store.
Might.
You're not going.
What's the difference, though? You know what I mean? Like,
no,
just because
I
one
get
got caught and one
it.
didn't get caught, like you're both fucking rapists, right? Like,
but then I mean, also it's like you have to also take into consideration, you know, everybody was doing this. Everybody was doing this. Or most people were doing this. So it's just a matter of when are they going to get caught, or maybe they won't even get caught. I mean, and even the ones that are caught, we don't even care. You still listen to Zeppelin a ton. You know, we still listen to all these Van Halen. Think of all the fucking women. Van Halen, Motley Crue. You know, we still fucking talk about Motley Crue all the fucking time.
That's where we're at now. Is we are trying hard to give passes to bands that we love, in hopes that I don't have to stop listening to them because of this, right? And it's just like, I don't know. Like if it came out, if my favorite band, right, if the lead singer did something, like would I still listen to them? Like I don't fucking know. These are formative parts of my upbringing, of my entire like youth.
Well, it's like
it makes you question everything.
It's like what I've seen with Brand New. It's like all that shit came out with Jesse Lacey like 7 years ago now. All that shit happened, but now in the last couple of years, I see a lot of people still talking about how much they love Brand New. The same people I saw 6-7 years ago condemning him, which I agree, what he did was not great at all. But now they're posting with song lyrics and this and that, and they're talking about separating the artist from the music, which I get for the most. I would agree with for the most part. There are some cases where it's just like a band like the Lost Prophets. Like I can never. I do like a few of their songs, but even when I
Honestly,
listen
some of the songs on their first record are fucking
good.
bangers.
They are. But then when you think about Ian Watkins and how much of it,
I would never listen to him again.
I know you always have that in the back of your mind. Yeah. And the reason why I bring that up is because on my Spotify, the Shinobi versus Dragon song came up on my not my Discover Weekly, but some playlist on Spotify. And I thought they've been off Spotify for years now.
Yeah.
And I looked it up and all their music just got put up on, streaming services again, all the Lost Profit stuff.
I wonder if there's some type of like I don't know, statute of limitations or whatever, to where they don't have to pay that guy. I think that was the big thing, is they don't want
to pay Ian Watkins
any money. Like, no, he's rotting in fucking jail. Like, I don't want to give you any money based off our songs. But like, for reals, like some of those songs on that record
there's some good shit on there, man.
Like,
there are some good songs. Yeah. But then I didn't want to play, because I'm like, I really love this song, but I didn't want to playlist it. I really wanted to, but I didn't, because the guy was just such a despicable human being, or he is. But and I read too, like, dude, he's like gonna be out of jail in like 10 years. Because like the courts in Wales, because he's from Wales, dude, the courts in that country are like way fucking different. So he's gonna be out in probably less than 10 years, in all honesty.
I assume
that's fucking nuts.
I assume like the prison system outside of the US is actually designed to like rehabilitate and make people like a better member of society, as well as kind of retaining that concept of retribution, right? You pay for your crimes, you're released. Whereas like in America, it's like you pay for your crimes, but also when you're released, we're going to fuck you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So I do think the rest of the world is probably like past that point.
Wasn't
certain crimes, dude, like just fucking die, bro. Like you just need to die.
Wasn't that incident that happened like 10 years ago in, I think it was Sweden, where that guy killed like 30 people? There was like that mass shooting in Sweden. I think it was Sweden, on some island or on some boat. And the max penalty in that country was like 25 years for murder. Like it wasn't even life. Like it was like 25 years or some shit like that. It's fucking crazy. Like it's so much different.
It's something, dude. It's something.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Ugh. Anyway, goddamn. Honestly, I had no idea this episode that we would be going down these different avenues, these different rabbit holes. Like we barely talked about this record.
I know.
And everything about it. Like we're an hour?
That's max,
15
dude.
In?
That's
hour
max.
15 in.
This is. I think it's because like this is slow realization. Like the more I kind of like listen to records that come through the record store and think like, is this something I want to listen to or purge, whatever. Like, yes, it holds a certain place in my heart, but then like when we do it on the pod and I really get into it, honestly, like I love these lyrics until fucking right now, until like 5 minutes ago. Yeah. I really did love these lyrics. I love, Max is fucking calling out the hypocrisy in the scene. It's like, bro, you can't just be a douchebag, right? And then call out the other douchebags in the scene and expect me not to think that you're a douchebag. Like that's exactly what fucking Max is doing here. And again, I think he blames a lot of it on his fucking his psychoses of what he's going through. Like, no, you're a fucking asshole.
You know, dude. I mean, who knows? I mean, we don't know the extent of his mental illness. I mean, it's still. I mean, I get it. It doesn't explain bad behavior, but I mean,
it's tough.
It really is. It's so complex.
I don't know. Exactly. It's too complex. I don't know where to stand. It's just like,
that's the thing too. Like talking about these kind of things, you know, because you and I, we don't fall in those categories, but it's just like, it's a slippery slope talking about these subjects, these mental illness subjects, because like, yeah, we don't personally understand it. I mean, we know people in real life with these mental illnesses, but it's just like, I don't always feel fair talking about it, but then also it's just like, I don't know.
But like we still have a say, right? Like
we do. Yeah, we do.
I don't know what you're going through. I don't know how you're like processing the world around you, but I do know how I'm processing the world around you. So like, yeah. I don't know what I should be telling you should be doing or not be doing, but I do know how it's affecting me and like how I perceive that. Yeah. And with the maxing, that's exactly what's happening.
You shouldn't be doing these. I mean, if any of this kind of stuff that he's talking about, he has done in real life, it's no excuse.
You know he's fucking done this stuff, dude. Like, come on, that's just
no,
like innocent until proven guilty kind of thing. I get it. Motley Crue. I've never been like ousted, but like, come on, bro, come fuck on. You know what I mean? Like,
but then once again, throwing it back to that, you know, you're having second thoughts, you know, with the lyrics and these songs. But then you go back to Motley Crue, who we did 6 months ago. And we were talking about the lyrics on all those records and how vulgar and kind of fucked up and all the womanizing and most likely a lot of underage sex going on and all that kind of shit. But we played off.
Pretended to be otherwise.
Yeah, it was the times. Fuck.
But they never pretended to be otherwise.
That's okay. I get it.
Max is pretending to be otherwise.
It's just, I think it's just so fascinating how we as people just rationalize certain things. Everything. This is all just.
Like you said, like the Bill Cosby effect. Like, if you're going to be a fucking douchebag, then be a douchebag. Don't pretend to be like you're not this wholesome fucking. Like, honestly, the Cosbys, if you watch an episode of the Cosbys, like, it's wholesome. Dude is wholesome in there. Like, he imparts wisdom that is just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But you can't watch it anymore because it's like, come on, man. Look at the source material. He's a fucking asshole. Like Vince Neil, these guys, they never pretended to be wholesome. They were douchebags through and through. Who cares, right? Move on. Max is pretending to be like something bigger. He's pretending to oust the culture that he's in, that he's taking part in, that he's helped building. And that's gross. And that's my ranking is gonna change, baby boy.
Well, let's get into a couple more songs.
I can't even do it.
Let's get into a couple more songs because we're pretty deep into this episode, and I want to talk about a couple other things. So, another song I want to talk about is Yellow Cat / Red Cat.
Love that song.
I do. This is my 2B.
Fuck
this is my 2B.
Song's so goddamn good.
Well, it is a really good song,
but I don't know. We'll see.
So,
you know what's funny is friend of the pod Angel once said that this is his favorite. This is not only his favorite Say Anything song, but this is the most like if you were to tell somebody, hey, what one song by Say Anything should I listen to? This would be his song to choose.
Really? Okay. I mean,
and I get it.
There's a lot that happens in this song. It's very, very, it's extremely nuanced. It's a very complex song. I mean, this song probably has more synth and drops and just more synth and electronic than anything else on this entire record. Because you have these lead guitar lines mixed with these synth lines, these zaps and boops that start out the song. Like it's very Reggie in the Full Effect, right? Like it is, but it's not overdone like Reggie in the Full Effect does. Like he goes all in on the synth, and then everything else is secondary. But with Yellow Cat, this song, it's just everything is intermingled and everything plays off of each other, and everything is very purposeful. There's nothing that stands out. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's also very staccato, very bum. Or maybe not staccato, but very bum.
It's very slow and driven.
Bum,
yeah.
Bum. It's just that same
ding, ding,
just
ding,
driving.
Ding,
yeah.
Ding, ding. That's Benny the Jets by Elton John.
Yeah, it was. It really was. But that's the song, right? That's kind of like not concept, but the main beat of the song. That's how the song goes along the entire way. Bum, 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 bum,
Bing,
bum,
ding,
bum,
ding, ding,
bum,
ding,
and it
ding.
just the little dun 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 into the next part. It's a great fucking song.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's a well crafted song for sure. Wild.
And even just like in the verses, you know, it kind of starts with just that driving beat right there, but the vocals are more subdued, the guitars are more subdued.
My red cat in the yard.
But then halfway through the verse, then the guitars get heavier and just crunchier and fuzzier for no reason. They just drop for no reason. It's a bizarre song, man.
There. It's all about that high and low like thing. It's all about like
yeah.
Eventually leading to that, like a cat is just a cat, right? Like you can insert whatever verb or noun you want in place of cat. Like a cat is just a cat. A dude is just a dude. A guy is just a guy. And it's just there's so many things going on here. It is what it is. Yeah. That really is what it is. That really is what it is. I think I just said it is
And
what
that's
it
on
is
the
in a
no,
different
dude.
form.
That's on the no list.
It really
dude.
is what it is. That is really what is happening here. Is he is saying it is what it is. The song should be called "It Is What It Is," but it's called Yellow Cat.
Ooh, that docks at a couple points for me. Now that you say that, yeah,
dude. This wow. Anyway,
wow.
This is not my favorite song here, but I think this is. I also think this is like one of the most representative of like Max and what he's trying to like get over. It's a glimpse of like into his mind and how he processes like the world, like good or bad, conceited or honest, whatever it is. It's a fun look as to Max like acknowledging the world around him in this era, the mid 2000s. Like we kind of like identify this type of observation very differently. The observation of someone playing with a gun in the street while you just get high is kind of like a weird thing to kind of talk about now.
Yeah.
But back then that was a thing, and that's, I don't want to say it was fine, but it was fine back then. And I think the world processing in this song in 2004 has not held up today, but I think it's a good glimpse. I think it's a good glimpse into what he was thinking.
It goes into what he was thinking, but also his environment at the time. So this goes back to, these are some of my favorite lyrics in the whole song. Like the overall song lyrically is one of my favorite parts of the whole record. So a little background to this, like I mentioned earlier, he had like this mental breakdown, and a part of this was due to the fact that when they recorded the song, they were recording it in the producer's apartment, small little apartment in Brooklyn. He was born in New York, but he grew up here in LA. And he moved to New York just to record this record. And from a lot of the interviews that I saw this over the last couple of weeks, he fucking hated New York. He hated Brooklyn. Yeah. He has nothing good to say about the experience of living there. So I think a lot of parts of what he's writing in this song is kind of the shittiness of what he saw in New York or Brooklyn at the time. And I agree, like a lot of the shit, like it's weird. It doesn't translate to nowadays. Maybe, I don't know. I've never been to New York. I don't fucking know. But
terrible.
Yeah. So there's that. But I do like this song. There's 6 verses to this song.
It's a lot. It's a long song.
It is. But it makes, what I like about it is that the whole song starts with the yellow and red cat showing each side, like the opposites of his personality, and not, I wouldn't even say like good and bad of his personality, but just the opposite ends of his personality. And then everything in between, that being all 6 verses, is everything that fills up between the 2 cats that overall makes his entire personality. So everything in every verse is about something that has influenced, maybe not but yeah, has influenced his own thinking, his own view of the world, his own personality. So everything is in between these 2 cats, the red and yellow. And that's what we're seeing, that we're seeing him telling you like just what everything that has influenced his whole life. And I don't know, that's what I like the lyrics on this one, because we can all kind of relate to certain people, like, because every verse is about a different person, a different personality that he's come across, and we've all, I feel, to me at least, I feel like we've all experienced at least one of these people in our lives.
I like that.
That in turn has influenced idea. That in turn has influenced our own view of the world, in turn help shape our own personalities. That's how I view this song, and I think this is one of the deepest songs on the record lyrically.
I like that, because I mean, that's just, there's 2 personalities here. There's 2 facets to whatever thing he's trying to say.
And that's, but the yellow and red cat are irrelevant. That's just that's just showing you that there's like a circle around, like this is just the border of this is just like the opposite ends of my personality, but it's so much more complex in between. And that's where every verse comes into play. I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Okay. I like it. I dig it.
I dig. So let's get into, do we have anything else on this one?
No, that's it. I kind of want to run through a little more of these songs before we end it, because
wrap it up.
Dude, there's like some fucking bangers here that we haven't brushed upon.
I feel like all the wind has been taken out of your sail, man. You're just,
I really, yeah, I'm pretty like disheartened with Max, and Uh,
All right. So what other songs do you want to talk about?
whoa, whoa,
There we go.
whoa, hold on there, dude.
There we go.
Whoa, wham! Always
There
in
we go.
threes. So if we're just going through are we just gonna do like my favorite songs and kind of skip over
Yeah.
the ones I don't think are my favorite songs?
Yeah, that's fine.
I could. Oh God, dude, this is so good. Belt, whoa, writhing song, feudal. Oh, it sounds so good. But no, orgy, Molly. We gotta talk about Molly. Every man is a Molly.
That's on just Is a Real Boy. That's my 6B.
Okay,
7B if we're going overall. Or eight overall. 8 overall.
Say, but like, what just beat up Molly? If you're just, oh, it's all right.
There's quite a few. Actually, 3.
God.
So I mean, Belt is my 7. If we're talking overall 21 songs, Belt, Slowly Through a Vector, and An Orgy of Critics that we haven't talked about. You're about to sneeze.
Dude, you ever just feel like right there?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm good. Let's go. Molly. Every man has Molly. One, this is definitely like top 3 catchiest songs on the record, right? Here I am. It's just a good like pop flow to it. There's nothing really crazy about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with it. I still feel like right there. It's just like slowly, it's just like wiggling its way down, and I can just feel it. There's nothing.
Your sneeze. You're talking about your sneeze.
Yeah, my sneeze. Sorry. What the fuck else were we talking about?
I don't know.
Like a worm or some shit?
I don't know
like
what you're talking about.
A maggot? What the fuck else would have my upper nostrils? Oh, yeah. Like melody wise, this is insanely catchy. Like the first fucking time, I think it's insanely catchy, and it's just verse, and then like at the very, very end, that's when we get kind of like the chorusy outro thing. But really, the song is just kind of like a blues thing. It's verse, and it's very much also like blues in that it's just complaining about a girl. But is it really? Because I love this song lyrically, but maybe not anymore because now I hate Max Bemis.
So yeah, I mean, song wise, I mean, this is just very emo, very whiny vocals. You know, the verse, I guess. When the song does drop into the parts, it's just very overly fuzzed out guitars, which is cool. It adds to the kind of the aggressiveness of the way he's singing. Does that make sense? Yeah. It just matches with how he's singing, how aggressive the fuzziness of the guitar is. But then also, I think another reason why you like the song so much is that solo is 100% Weezer. 100% Weezer.
Yes, I
thought
it fucking song. I thought it was
Weezer.
So much.
It's like it's Pinkerton Blue Weezer. That's what that is right there. 100%.
It's so basic and so dumb. Rivers would have like churched it up a little bit more, but it is 100% fucking Weezer.
Yeah. And because Rivers is like amazing guitar player too, so. But yeah, it's so fucking.
This is this song. I guess it would be a 3B if I were going the top part here. Lyrically, this song is why it's so great for me because I love it. Well, I guess we'll see after we explore it. I'll see how I feel about it afterwards. So here we go. It's a revenge song. It's a revenge song, breakup song, and a song to his fans, like all in one. Right? It's a pretty clever way to cover just a lot of territory. It's as if like this, I don't know, the circle of writing good songs for his fans is like the reason for his breakup, but he wouldn't even be in that relationship to begin with had it not been for his good songs. It's this weird, I don't know, dichotomy circle thing. I don't know. A lot of emotion in these lines and even kind of like tongue in cheek attacks like his fans and their money. Right. Because, like, who does that? Who the fuck does that? You goddamn kids, but like, who the fuck says that about their fans straight up like that? An
immature man.
That's wild. Yes, an immature man.
Yeah,
but like, I know people are going to cast and call this song like super misogynistic and out of touch. But I think that's the point. And after I do this, we'll talk about how he was part of the problem. But I think it was the point back then. Like emo and pop punk had so many fucking breakup songs that we talked about with the other songs we talked about, and they were all the same, like blaming the female. Like he's clearly blaming the female here, but it's so aggressive. It's so fucking out there, right? Like no other song have we ever had like a female name like immortalized in a song other than one other song. That's fucking Jenny 8675309, right?
Yep.
Like what other fucking aggressive like female song that we or female or song that we know with a female thing in it that we know. Like every man has a Molly and there's like Jenny 8675309. Like I can't think of any other female song. But that's not the point.
Okay.
Anyway. But like also in involving the fan base, like I think like solidifies this as satire. This is a satire song. This is supposed to be a song that is him telling us, here's what I don't like about being in a relationship. Here's what I don't like about being a boyfriend. Here's what I don't like about the guys in the scene. And as we have already discussed, that is probably not always the case because he's probably a dick. And I don't like that. So...
And from what I've read, some people's interpretation of this song is that it's about his ex-girlfriend who broke up with him because of the content of the lyrics. And that goes along with the, what we've just been talking about over the last 25, 30 minutes is that, there are some questionable things that he's talking about, which, yeah, you could take as a criticism of the scene, but it could also be, he's a part of this shit environment. So it's like, it's him. Maybe could this song be about him calling her out for the breakup because she saw something wrong with it, and he's trying to manipulate her and the situation by saying, no, I'm not wrong. You're taking my lyrics wrong. But you know what I'm trying to say? He's trying to be, he's the narcissist. He's trying to manipulate her. And it could very well be that. I don't know. We don't know. Dude, your whole world is crumbling right now. We're watching this in real time.
I just wrote notes right now. I just wrote notes about how much I hate this record now.
Oh my God.
It's sitting on my record wrap.
This is unprecedented on the podcast. We've been doing this. Oh, by the way, right now, this to like almost, I think to the date, this is the 8-year anniversary of this podcast. We put out our very first podcast episode 8 years ago today. I'm pretty sure it was 8 years ago today.
Was that the
Blink and a Day to Remember? Yeah.
Yeah. That was wild. That was ambitious.
It was. But crazy. But going along with that, 8 years, crazy. And I'm watching you crumble. I'm watching you.
This hurts. I'm not even gonna lie. This fucking hurts, dude. This is like this is slaying me right now.
I'm kind of enjoying this, but
this is like the equivalent of like watching your idol like get fucking handcuffed because he did something really fucking dumb.
Wow.
This was like this hurts almost as much as like watching Kobe go through his rape trial way back in the day. Like that hurt. This hurts.
That did hurt. Yeah. That was terrible. Shit.
And then he died.
Well, he's dead. He died. And then he died.
This hurts worse though. Man, I was writing down. I actually had a really good point that I wrote down that really fucking disgusts me, and this is going to get a nasty review because of that. So
okay, all right. So do we have anything else on everyone? Every Man Has a Molly.
Here I am.
I keep thinking you're singing like the You song. So here I am.
So here I am, half stoned at the end of my rope.
Oh man, it's crazy. I'll save it for my record wrap up. But what other song do you want to talk about? What?
Dude, so like we have to cover Admit It. We have to. We should end on Admit It. Of course we do. That's Silly Boy talk.
Okay.
He hates that song. That's right. So, but
it's not a banger, but that's fine.
I do want to quickly run through at least 3 and the bonus tracks. It's Metaphor Fool, Total Revenge, and Metal Now. That 1, 2, 3 punch is
on Was a Real Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
So
1-2-3 punch is fucking wild.
So the Was a Real Boy, I mean, like I mentioned earlier, that was more of like an EP that was done. Was a versus, what was it? Say Anything versus AIDS. What was that EP called?
Watch yourself, because if you say some negative, because these songs are fucking amazing.
They're good songs.
So
No,
saying,
I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just saying they don't fit in the context of Is a Real Boy. Like you could really tell that they are B-sides. They do not fit in the context.
For sure. Like Not Now doesn't fit on like fucking any Blink records.
Please stay until I'm gone. That's good.
But it doesn't fit on any Blink record.
Damn,
still a perfect song.
It's third best or second best Blink song ever.
Always, and then Not Now.
Well, no,
Carousel,
Not
Now, Always. Yeah,
top 3 Blink right there. All time.
For being stupid idiot.
But Not Now. For you, it's at least top 10.
It's all right.
You're an idiot.
I've heard
idiot. Anyway, also okay. So before we jump into the Was a Real Boy songs too, I wanted to mention I listened to an interview that Max Bemis did today actually about the making of this record, and he actually regrets a lot of how the way this record was recorded, because they didn't use any amps, they didn't use anything like natural to record the record. Everything was done digitally.
Yeah,
everything was done
just way too much time there.
Yeah, and he was saying like it was down to the point where when he was doing vocals, he was redoing down to the syllables, not even just the words, the literal syllables of the song. And he said he would re-record it using real amps, real gear.
But he's a liar though, because he's a fucking liar. Because the reason is why people. The reason is you. A lot of why people love Max's, I guess, vocal delivery is the way he enunciates his words, the way he says like Molly, and the way he says like his S's, and the way he says his THs. People like that. And so like he has built a brand off of those kind of like weird enunciations.
The quirkiness.
So like I also have seen him do that over the years and say, oh, if I could redo He's a Real Boy, I wouldn't spend so much time in the studio dubbing my own vocal over and over. And I guess fuck you. Yes, you would, dude. You would do it more now than ever, because you realize that you've built a brand based off of the sound, the way you say like your S's. So fuck off. I don't believe him.
But I thought it was fascinating that the fact that they didn't use any actual amps. Everything was done digitally, which I thought it was cool. I mean, I have no issue. I have no issue with the tones. I have no issues with any of that. But you hear that a lot with musicians. It's like they take so much pride in the analog process of it, and I'm a sucker to that as well. You know, when I see a band record a record all analog, I'm like, oh, it's got to be good. But sometimes it's just like, dude, you can't fucking tell the difference. And in this case, it's like what they got tone wise out of everything, or at least outside of the drums, what they got tone wise was totally fine. It was good. It was not bad at all.
Exactly. So, it's just like dude, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like the other guys that helped him produce his record, like the other dude, Billy fucking Bob Thornton, some basic like white kid name, but he's done other like cool ass shit outside of like music as far as like albums are concerned. He's done like scores for films. And so to think that like Max is coming in here, right, on their first, this is essentially like their first real record.
Yeah.
This is like their first, like, I'm going to give you money to record a record. This is their first record, and he's playing all the instruments. So you think that Max is not going in here and saying, yes, I want to record a good sonic sounding record, but for pooping, but I want my vocals above everything. Like that's what's happened here. And that is exactly what this record is. This record is a cool sonic record. There's highs, there's lows, there's mids. Like this record is a great sounding record, but the vocals overpower everything.
They do, yeah.
They're much
song,
higher. Every fucking song, and that's to be expected from a guy who's playing half of the instruments.
Most of the instruments, yeah. So Yeah.
So
I
fuck
agree.
him. He's a liar, dude. Everything he fucking does is a liar.
You've done a complete 180 on this.
Because he's a liar. I mean,
I love it. I love it.
It's all smoke and mirrors. This guy's a fucking liar.
All right, so let's get into some of those songs you were talking about. What do you got?
I did. I did want to say it's a Metaphorful, Total Revenge, Metal Now. Those are banger after banger after banger. And I wanted to end with Admit It, but even Admit It, man, like I do want to get into Admit It because now I think he's full of shit when he talks about like all the stuff he talks about in Admit It. It's pissing me off now. Tell you that much.
Okay, so let's go. Let's start with
let's just do Admit It, and then we'll call it a day because Admit It is
now
just
you're mad
because now I'm mad, Ty. Okay, now I'm mad, Ty. I might purge this shit. I'm not gonna lie.
You're not gonna purge. You'll calm down by the morning. So Admit It it didn't make my bangers list, but I like what he was going for lyrically, mixed with the style of the song, the tempo of the song. So I mean, the lyrics, it's about pretentious hipster in the music industry, and almost the entire song is a spoken word thing. In the verses specifically, it's over the top theater kid style, and it's annoying. I don't like it. I do not like that style, what he's doing here, but I like how it goes along with the lyrics. They go hand in hand. But it's not a good song. It's a good ender. It's a good ender.
Here's my notes before I hated this record is like to sum up quickly. This is like this song is about gatekeepers within the scene in this era. Like Max hates him, but he realizes in some way he's also kind of like one of them, but also realizes that this entire song he's going to like bash people that he hates, but that's also showing everyone else that he's also become one of these posers. And that's kind of a weird concept, like a circular kind of thing here. Like I hate you, but I am you, but I hate you, but I am you type of thing. But don't forget too, this was like a decade before it was even fun or funny to make fun of hipsters. We didn't start making fun of hipsters till like 2010, 2015 even, right? This is 2004. Max was making fun of hipsters way back then. Butts for pooping. But just because you acknowledge that you're a dick doesn't make you less of a dick.
Doesn't excuse you from being a dick. Yes. Yes.
like just you know what I mean? Like just because you fucking hate, I don't know, dude. This will go to my record wrap up if we're just done here because I'm pissing me off anymore.
Well, yeah, just finish up your thoughts on this song and then we'll do a wrap up and then rate the record.
That's it. That's my thoughts.
You were just so disillusioned. I just everything
because it's like, bro, you start your fucking, despite your pseudo bohemian appearance and vaguely leftist doctrine or beliefs, you know nothing about art or sex. You couldn't read in any trendy New York underground fashion magazine. Like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
The way he's singing it reminds me a lot of Mark Adkins on from Musical Monkey. What is this fucking song? Not Hell Frozen Over. No, not Hell Frozen Over. What the fuck is the song?
It's the Doors song, right?
Yeah, it's the Doors song.
Yeah.
But then it goes into Rock Lobster. Fuck, what is the name of that song?
I think it's When Hell Freezes. Is it When Hell
Freezes
Over?
When Hell Freezes Over is the death metal song. Why can't I think of the name of the song?
That's Corpse Rotting in Hell. When Hell Freezes Over is the
you're right.
It's the Doors song.
Yeah, you're right. But
there's no way we hire Fred Schneider. When Hell Freezes Over, we'll hire Fred Schneider to replace Jim Morrison of the Doors.
Yeah,
Dateline. It's just, I don't know, when Max reads this to me now, like when Max read this to me, 4 days ago, and I wrote notes on this, it was like, oh yeah, you're right, dude. Oh yeah, the fucking hipsters are fucking terrible. I like what you're saying. It is disgusting and offensive. I like it. But when Max reads this to me now, after doing like 2 hours of this podcast, it's like are we doing wrap-ups?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just do the wrap-up.
All right.
We're so deep into this. I'm
irritated now. Yeah.
So okay, so wrap up, rate the record, 3-point rating system. 3 is a perfect album. 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to. 1 is a bad album to give it a shot. 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. What do you got? Go.
When Max read this to me a week ago, actually like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, man, that's really smart, dude. Like I went to a lot of those shows and you're right. A lot of those hipsters were fucking gatekeeping and stupid and stuff. But when Max reads this to me now, I feel like he is a fucking politician. And I feel like this record is like a politician. I feel like he's pulling the wool over my eyes, and he's trying to pretend like he's something that he's not, that he's doing something for the scene, even though he's making it worse. And that like coincides with like the things that people have said about him over the years. And like at some point too, he even like they went on tour, like him and his girl, and they canceled a bunch of shows, but still kept all the money and sold a bunch of merch and kept all the money and never delivered like the merch that they said they would sell. And there was this weird fucking period, a year or two of their time when they brought their kids on tour and they're only staying at Airbnbs and like trashing the Airbnbs and never paying for the bills.
Any of this.
And like
I didn't look into it, but yeah.
Dude, and their kids are just not in school. So their kids are just like running around, not in school. And like, that's always like a weird fucking thing. So I don't know. And like, you can blame that on, you know, your psychoses or bipolar or whatever you want all day. But like at the bottom line, I feel like I've been duped. Honestly, I feel like I've been duped. And I have so many, that's the thing is I have so many fucking notes on this record, more than like anything we've ever done. I feel like I've been duped. I feel stupid. I feel stupid.
No, it's not being stupid. It's just, I'm glad you've come to this realization.
Dude, I feel stupid. I don't even like here. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Oh, here's what I'm going to do.
Here we go, dude.
I've never done this before. Here's what I'm going to do.
Oh my God. Two ratings? I
have to. I'm going to have to give this two rankings.
Okay. Ratings.
I'm going to give this a rankings before tonight.
Okay.
Well, it's a rating. It's a rating. I'm going to give this a rating before tonight, and then next week when we reconvene, I'm going to give this a re-ranking rating. Keep saying rating.
This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one.
I'm going to give this a re-rating after this. Before tonight, this is a 3 out of a 3, hands down. I think this is that I thought I still do think this is something that pop punk has never heard before. And again, I think pop punk just it correlates with whatever Blink is doing. What is Blink doing? That is pop punk. What is Blink doing? That is pop punk. This was 2004, and Blink was going a different route, and Say Anything was trying to recapture something that had never been fully explored. I think that was great. But now I think it's disingenuous. So my prior ranking, my prior rating to this.
Yeah, why is this so
tough?
I
don't know why you keep saying ranking. I don't know. My prior rating to this would be a 3 out of a 3. I'm gonna listen to this again this week, and then give you my new rating,
and then give me your record. Oh, there's a burp. I heard one come up. I heard that burp come up.
I'm just honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I am devastated. I am devastated.
Wow.
I am shook to my core.
Dang. Okay.
Because like I feel like I've been had.
Okay, I get it. I get what you're saying. I don't.
This whole week I came here ready for a fight. Like, oh, Max, fucking, he's a paver for like what the scene should have been. Like, no, he's a fucking douchebag. He's a fucking asshole. Like, just because you talk about the problem and you're still a part of the problem doesn't make you better than the problem. Like, fuck off, man. I feel like I've been had.
Okay, I get it.
I know, like the separating the artist from the art. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't do that.
But I think you're emotional right now. You're emotional.
I'm very emotional.
Yeah. So what would you rate this right now?
I can't. I'm not going to do it because my rating right now is not going to be rational. It's going to be mean. It's going to be rude. It's going to be disingenuous. I'm not going to do it.
Or it could be the most honest reaction to this whole situation. Before you start rationalizing things.
I think like objectively, these are good pop songs. Like the dude wrote good fucking pop songs. The only other pop punk band to write better pop song is Blink.
Yeah.
But like even New Found Glory never had a record that was this deep, this complex, never. Great. No other pop punk band has ever had a record that is this deep, complex, great. Sum 41 argue they're not like a full pop punk band.
There's a lot of metal influence there, yeah.
That's why All Killer No Filler, like their most pop punk record, is not their best record, right? Because it's
And
Like,
you can't
it's
throw
stupid, it's superficial, it's
you
silly.
can't throw Green Day in there either, because Green Day
Nah,
is not, as much as you want to call them pop punk, they are
I've
mostly
never called them pop punk. Never considered them. No,
Okay.
they were there in the scene. No, but like no other pop punk band has done something like Blink. The only other band to do something is Max from Say Anything. But it's just like, damn, dude. Like with my old man goggles on, and I just went to a movie today with a lot of kids in there. I saw Inside Out 2. So maybe like this whole thing is getting to me, and I'm like, now I go to a movie with a lot of little kids in there, but if it's a little kid movie and there's a lot of little kids in the theater and they're running around, like, I don't care. Like, I know what I'm getting myself into. It's a little kid movie. It's for little kids. I can't get mad. It's for them, not me. Who is this record for? Who is this record for?
Yeah, I get it.
Who is this record for? Fucking weird rapist in the fucking Warped Tour era? Who, like, you know what I mean? Like, who is this fucking record for?
I know. Or it's him. Yeah.
Damn, bro. This record gets like a 1. Like right now, straight up, this record's a 1.
Oh my God, I love it.
This record's a 1. It's fucking, dude, this record is gross. I feel disgusted. I feel disgusted. I don't like it.
Wow. Okay.
I don't like it.
All right. So my final shit, man.
I feel mad. I'm mad. I'm mad.
My final thoughts on this one. Damn, dude, I was never really a big Say Anything fan. This week, last few weeks have changed a lot of things. I liked a lot of what was on Baseball. I liked a lot of what was on this record. There's still vinyl purchases for me. I still enjoy these records. I'm not as emotional as you right now because I don't have this connection. I don't have the same nostalgia that you do with this. I don't have the same lyrical connection that you do. What I do love about this episode is how there has been this I've never seen it. Once again, 8 years doing this podcast, I've never seen such a drastic change in one of our views on a record or a band or anything. Like you've came into this, like you said, you came into this record swinging, like wanting to just thinking that I was coming in to hate this record. You were just,
even the episode, like in the beginning of the episode, I was ready to fight.
You were just ready just to defend how great this record was. But then as we go on minute after minute, you see this decline of like realizing, wow, my God, Max Bemis is not that great. Maybe he's actually kind of a piece of shit. I love the drama of this episode. It's been fantastic. And none of it has been caused by me. It's all been because of this realization that you've had of this record and this guy. This is unreal. This is unprecedented. I love the drama.
I can listen to this record again. I honestly don't.
Again, I think you're a little emotional right now.
I don't.
I think you're a little emotional. Give it, like you said, a week. Relax a little bit. Get some rest. You might not love it as much, but I think you're still going to love this record. With that said, even though my record wrap up has been mostly about your views on this, great pop punk record. Some great fucking emo elements. I love the textures I love the kind of complexities of this record. I think it's great. Outside of kind of probably the piece of shit that Max Bemis is, I think this is a solid fucking record. That aside, I'll give it a 2.5 out of 3. It's not perfect by any means, but it's fucking great. This is a great fucking record. 2.5 out of 3 for me. I'm gonna get
your entire wrap up. Like, no offense, it was great. I'm sure you said a lot of cool stuff,
but you blacked out.
I just didn't even hear. Yeah, I didn't.
You just blacked out. That's fine.
So
this is great. Like the depression has hit you. The just everything is just flashing before your eyes right now. Yeah. Nothing is real. Reality is not real.
And it's not like anything here proved. Like I don't know for sure.
This is all your own speculation, yeah.
But it's like, dude, when you talk about the same fucking thing over and over and over and over, and like all of your records kind of talk about the same thing, and like you kind of like put yourself on this pedestal of like, oh, I was exposing the scene back in the day. Like, no, you fucking weren't, dude. You were exposing the scene while being ingrained in the scene. Like half of these songs, like, yes, you were talking about how guys like Jesse Lacey were probably doing shit that is nasty as fuck, but you were doing it too, dude. Like there's always, I don't know, like that whole like saying there's always a little bit of truth to like your insults, right?
Yeah.
That's this record.
Oh
Bummer.
man,
This record's a bummer, dude. This record's a bummer.
watching you spiral was unreal. Was unreal.
His record's a bummer.
Wow. Holy shit. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. We'll talk about it on next week's episode. Obviously, we'll start it out talking about if your views have changed at all. So thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. Keep listening, tell your friends, and that's it. That's all. Bill Cosby.
Did you say Bill Cosby?
I did.
That is not appropriate.
No, it's not.
That is not.
I just wanted to get under your skin.
That is not an appropriate way.
It is not
to end a very tumultuous episode there. That's all right.
Yep. All right.